Recently, the Ukrainian Defense Forces dealt a significant blow to the Russian Armed Forces position in the city of Sudzha in the Kursk region. The Russian troops suffered significant losses. This was reported by the Russian Z Resource Northern Channel, which is associated with the Russian Armed Forces. According to him, artillery units of the 106th Airborne Division came under targeted attack by Ukrainian forces. In Sudzha, the artillerymen of the 106th Traffic Division live according to the classics of the front: booze, visits to local ladies with hourly pay. No one is surprised by this anymore, but recently it flew in so hard that it tore apart the firing positions, the command post, and the communications, wrote Z Channel. According to him, the Ukrainian Armed Forces attack disabled key elements of command and communications. The command allegedly began to put severe pressure on those representatives of the division who survived the attack. Earlier, Ukrainian Air Force conducted a precision strike on a Russian drone operations facility near the village of Tyotkino in Russia's Kursk region. The targeted site was reportedly used by Russian forces to prepare, equip and launch reconnaissance, attack and FPV drones against Ukrainian territory. The General Staff of Ukraine said up to 20 drone operators were eliminated in the strike. According to the statement, the facility served as a hub for launching unmanned aerial attacks, making it a significant part of Russia's drone warfare infrastructure. Ukraine's military leadership stated the armed forces will continue targeting Russian military infrastructure involved in operations against Ukraine. Furthermore, Ukrainian strikes targeted logistics sites in Russia's Kursk Oblast. Ukraine claimed to have struck a logistics center tied to the 30th Motorized Rifle Regiment of Russia's 72nd Division near Kulbaki in Kursk Oblast. Strikes on military infrastructure will continue until the Russian Federation's armed aggression against Ukraine is completely stopped, Ukraine's General Staff said. On the Kursk front, Russian forces hold about 50,000 personnel, reported the spokesperson of the Steel Border Brigade of Ukraine, Ivan Shevtsov. He noted that despite significant losses, the enemy constantly rotates and reinforces its forces at the front. Ivan Shevtsov stated about the active transfer of Russian troops to Kursk. Only our brigade eliminates up to 10 orcs killed and about 20 wounded within a day. Other brigades are also destroying quite a lot of enemies, Shevtsov added. According to the brigade representative, there has been no significant increase in military presence or equipment in other border areas with the Sumy region, which indicates the absence of signs of a change in the tactics of the Russian troops. There is also information that North Korea may transfer a significant amount of military armored vehicles and personnel to Russia.
Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov spoke to media in Anchorage, Alaska on Thursday. The video of his interview was posted to the Russian Foreign Ministry's Telegram channel. According to Associated Press, Lavrov said Russia never plans ahead when he was asked about U.S. President Donald Trump's estimate of a 25% chance that his meeting with President Vladimir Putin on Friday will not be successful. U.S. President Donald Trump is meeting face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska later on Friday for a high-stakes summit that could determine not only the trajectory of the war in Ukraine but also the fate of European security.
Мы никогда не загадываем ничего наперед. Мы знаем, что у нас есть аргументы, у нас есть позиция понятная, четкая. Мы будем ее излагать. Здесь уже немало сделано в ходе визитов Стивена Уиткоффа, президент об этом сказал. И Уиткофф выступал от имени президента Трампа. Надеюсь, что мы сегодня, завтра продолжим этот очень полезный разговор.
Final preparations are underway for the U.S.-Russia summit in Anchorage, Alaska, the United States. According to Associated Press, the one-on-one meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Donald Trump is scheduled for Friday in Anchorage. Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson, where the summit is expected to be held, is the largest military installation in Alaska. Media reporters were spotted outside the base on Thursday, with military personnel maintaining order. According to the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, Anchorage airspace will be closed on Friday, with specific road restrictions in place due to security risks.
我现在正在美国阿拉斯加州安克雷奇市，在我的身后，大家可以看到就是埃尔门多夫理查森联合军事基地。据白宫官员透露，美国总统特朗普和俄罗斯总统普京将于8月15日在这里举行会晤，这将是普京自2015年以来首次踏上美国领土。We've seen people come from all over the world actually, and there is increase for the rental cars and hotels and everyone, I'm assuming, and it is helping Alaska to be recognized by everybody around the world.
I think it's just good for the state of Alaska to get more recognition again, and then hopefully it brings in more business to local businesses.
I'd love to see peace to that, for sure. But I have my doubts. But I'm glad they're at least talking, you know, because something definitely needs to be done.
President Donald Trump says his meeting in Alaska with Russian President Vladimir Putin will be a big meeting and is going to be a good meeting, but that the more important meeting is the second meeting we're having with Putin and Zelensky. In comments to reporters in the Oval Office, the president suggested he may even bring in European leaders for the second discussion after meeting with Putin. Trump said he believes that both Putin and Zelensky want to make peace. Asked if he might offer a rare earth minerals deal with Russia as part of his discussions with Putin, Trump said, "We're going to see what happens with our meeting," but he also suggested that such minerals were very unimportant. Trump also rejected the notion that the summit on U.S. soil is a win for Putin, insisting, "I don't think it's a reward." Some analysts have suggested that, simply by agreeing to meet with Putin on U.S. soil, Trump is undermining long-standing U.S. and international efforts to isolate Putin and Russia. "He's not going to mess around with me," Trump said of Putin.
Are you prepared to offer Vladimir Putin access to rare minerals to incentivize him to end the war?
We're going to see what happens with our meeting. We have a big meeting, and it's going to be, I think, very important for Russia, and it's going to be very important for us, and important for us only that we're going to save a lot of lives. Look, we have a meeting with President Putin tomorrow. I think it's going to be a good meeting, but the more important meeting will be the second meeting that we're having. We're going to have a meeting with President Putin, President Zelensky, myself, and maybe we'll bring some of the European leaders along, maybe not. It's, I don't know that it's going to be very important. We're going to see what happens. And I think President Putin will make peace. I think President Zelensky will make peace. We'll see if they can get along. And if they can, it'll be great. You know, I've solved 6 wars in the last 6 months, a little more than 6 months now, and I'm very proud of it. I thought the easiest one would be this one. It's actually the most difficult.
Mr. President, on DC crime.
Go ahead, please.
Mr. President.